Journey to the Lights is the first book in the Frozen Northern Lights series. Other books in this series include a rewrite of this book, 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 and a rewrite of this book. You heard me correctly. The series includes the same book 6 times. I think I understand why this spin-off series never caught on. The two books that aren't rewrites are an Oaken book and a Troll book, which is similar enough to this one to cause confusion. All of the books were immediately forgotten when they released 4 animated Lego shorts based on Frozen Northern Lights. Well, not based on. They have nothing in common besides the title, but it was still popular enough to make everyone forget these books exist, and the series was cancelled. Argofunk Book Review, Argofunk Book Review. The story centers around a young troll named Little Rock. He wants to get his tracking crystal before the annual crystal ceremony in 3 days. Luckily for him, Grand Pabbie disappears. If Little Rock can find Grand Pabbie, he'll get his tracking crystal and save the ceremony at the same time. The problem is that Little Rock is kind of dumb. Dumb as a rock, you might say. He leads them down the wrong path twice, and he mistakes Swen for a rock. Kristoff, Anna, and everyone else are all very nice when correcting Little Rock's mistakes. The group follows a pathway to the mountains. They come across a frozen river. Elsa uses her magic to create a staircase that goes over the river, but then the staircase starts to collapse. So she makes sleds, and they go sledding down the river, which is a ton of fun, but now they've totally lost Grand Pabbie's trail. They'll never find him now. It's a terrible tracking, especially since, instead of going back to the trail, our heroes lie down and go to sleep all day long. The next night, Little Rock mistakes Olaf's arm for a clue, and he mistakes some random moss for another clue. They do find Grand Pabbie's footprints by total luck. The footprints end at a cliffside, and then we have a snowstorm out of nowhere, which conveniently creates enough snow so they can slide down the cliffside. Then they all go to sleep. Again. The snowstorm must have been 5 hours long. That's the only explanation I can think of for why they're going to sleep so quickly. Okay, it's the last day to find Grand Pabbie. Let's make it count. They walk along until they find a waterfall, and they spend 2 chapters getting up to the top. Elsa is too nice to point out she can use her magic to scale the waterfall in 3 minutes or less. Well, they reach the top of the mountain where Grand Pabbie is waiting for them. Even though Grand Pabbie's only 5 feet away, Little Rock still can't find him. Maybe Little Rock needs glasses? Little Rock confesses he's bad at tracking and his friends did all of the hard work. That's when his tracking crystal starts to glow. Grand Pabbie explains that Little Rock is now a true tracker because he learned what he needs to be successful. I don't like this ending. It's supposed to be inspiring because Little Rock got his crystal and learned something new, but the thing he learned is that he needs other people to do all his work for him. He just learned to be a useless jerk who does nothing during group projects. I would have tweaked the moral, so it's more about the power of friendship or something like that. All of the young trolls show up and they begin the crystal ceremony. Elsa uses her magic to make a large snowflake in the sky, which intensifies the northern lights. Everybody goes home, and whoa, how does it only take 1 chapter to go home? It took 3 days and 18 chapters to travel here. Come to think of it, maybe Grand Pabbie should have picked a closer location for his tracking challenge. Expecting a young troll to travel 3 full days is kind of asking a lot. Anna talks about a journal that she made out of their adventures. I think that's rewrite number 3 of this book. The end. Post-book follow-up. This book is 217 pages long, but that includes a lot of padding. There are extra large borders, chapter headings, and section breaks. There are also 8 pages of photos of the real Northern Lights. I'm kind of surprised they didn't use those to inflate the page count. There are also 4 chapters where everyone stops and listens to one of the characters tell a story that's tangentially related to the main plot. These chapters have extra large font and a silhouette in the corner that takes up part of the page. I was annoyed at this pretty blatant excuse to take up more pages, but I thought the stories by Kristoff and Little Rock were funny. Those were actually good. I don't think the book needs the padding because it's a pretty long story as it is. This is the third or fourth longest Frozen book in existence. Definitely the longest book that's in the low reading level that you could read it to preschoolers and they'd still be able to follow pretty well. I might argue this book is a bit too long. It could be shortened. I actually prefer the shorter rewrite. It has faster pacing. Overall, I'd say the book is average. It's pretty light material, just our heroes going on a long journey through the mountains. Little Rock isn't a bad new character for the series, but I didn't find him interesting. The best part is the character moments between our heroes, while the worst part is stretching out the story for maximum length. I give Frozen Northern Lights Journey to the Lights a 5 out of 10.